Good morning, students. How was the night? In our last class, we talked about table, if you remember, and the aspect of the table discussed. We tried to discuss table itself and how to insert a blank table in your document. We also try to convert existing text to a table, and we also try to modify table, which we try to insert and edit data in the table. Try to select row. I think the last two option, which is selecting rows, columns, cells of entire table, we okay, we've done that as well. Then inserting and deleting rows, column, and cells. So we try to talk about that as well, which is all this. Table is a grid of cells arranged in rows and column. And if you remember, in uh, a table, let me say table is related to your database. If you can remember the definition of database, uh, you can define table. If you can remember the definition for table, you can define database. Just try to take note of that. Because of the rows and columns involved, the only thing that makes it different from definition of database is database involved related records. So it's a grid of database, a grid of cells arranged in rows and columns of related records. So the pictures you can see on the screen right now are just the steps uh, you take in inserting a blank table in your document. So we try to convert database, sorry, we try to convert existing text to a table. The most important thing in converting text to a table is that you need to make use you need to make use of your tab. Anywhere you click tab, if you use tab between words and numbers or words and words, it means that that's that tab, the one before the tab, we enter another cell. The one after the tab, we enter another cell. So you are trying to tell the application, the Microsoft Word, that okay, after tab, you put it in another cell, and so on like that. So then, how to add rows and column. In the first image, you will see that plus sign. In as if you just over through the line, that plus sign will appear. And if it appears, you can click it, another cell, another row will pop up. That is one way you can, or let me say the quickest way, the easiest way you can uh, insert a row to your record, to your document. And if you are to, another way you can do that is just to go to insert, and through that we just navigate through table and all. Then how to delete a row or a column. If you want to delete a row or column, it's just for you to right click on it, right click and delete, and right and click delete. It will prompt you that do you want to delete the entire row, entire column, or you want to delete cell to the left or to the right. Okay, it's all depend on what you want to do. Okay, so then to apply a style to a table, if you remember, I mentioned um, something about ribbon, which I said that in ribbon we have tabs, and one of the tabs is called contextual tab. Why is it contextual? Is simply because it only appear when you are working with certain objects or certain things. Like table, if you are working with table, you will see design and layout. That is, it will prompt you to design your table or to give your table layout. Okay, and I explain layout as as a plan that you draw to to draw your table. So and also we have plain table. If at the bottom of this, at the picture at the bottom, the picture with line is just like table format. Anyone choose there is what you are going to have. Okay. So to modify a table option, table style option, is just from the same location, the same place, which is from design. And if you observe at the first image, you will observe that there was a group that has been bordered with yellow box. So these are the things you can use to modify the style, the table style. So also, if you feel that the line of that table is not thick enough, you can make use of the points. That is, we have different points there. And if you still want to shade the cell, maybe there is a cell you want to shade, you can see shade in there. So you can also make use of that as well. So how to add a border to a table, which is, if you go to design, still on design, you will see border, then choose the style, the kind of border that you would like to. You choose that. All these things I'm saying right now, they are meant to be um what's it called? They are meant to be practical. We're supposed to be in a computer lab, demonstrate all that. And also, one of the things that I would also like to do is just for us to solve like three or four, or let me say two or three past questions related to this topic. Okay, I believe by God's grace, if we resume, we will still try as much as possible to work with that. And you were given these activities just for you to work with. And what I asked to do with this is just for you is a test. That is the name, the student name, age, class, Wale 12, JSS 3, Ulufunshi 11, and all. So you have to pull that in a table. That is just an activity. You need to do that on your own. So the assignment given to you is a table. You should design a calendar using a table. It's very, very easy, but I still realize that almost all of you, almost, let me put it that way, almost all of you did not attend to this. Either you like it or not, when we resume, we still try to revisit this, which you must, it's a must, you must do it. Okay. So that's just for me to check if what we have been saying, if what we are doing, if you are getting it or not. But what we are going to do today is still on word processor. Okay, and the aspects we are going to talk about is just the graphical aspect of word processing. So the graphical aspect of word processing, I'm not going to write notes. What I'm going to do is just to demonstrate the objects we have in the next slide. Okay, so which we try to insert object, we try to insert uh, pictures, we try to insert images, charts, and shapes. Okay, so select object, copy. We try to select object. We try to copy them, move object. Also open document, resize and delete any object. It does depend on what you're working with. So for the first object we like to work with for today is this. What I'm trying to do is just that I want us to use the images, the objects, the shapes that we have in Microsoft Word to create animals, to create objects. So, which is what we're going to do now. If you observe this, if you observe this one, you will see um, circle. Circle is there. Then you will see rectangle at the leg. Sorry, triangle. You see triangle, rectangle. So, and uh, there are some things that it might not be that easy for you to do, but we just try to see how we can do it in such a way that it will look so much like this. Okay. Also, I also have this, which is this is a dog, which if you observe it properly is mainly circles, circle and uh, what will hemisphere. Let me put it that way. That is half of a circle, which we use as the hair, we use as the uh, as as the leg as well. So then, if you observe, we have lines at the leg and which make up the body. Then at the neck, we also have lines as well. So those are what we're going to work with. I also have this. So this one is just we have rumbles there. We have rumbles at the leg, the body, the neck. The neck is something like a rectangle. Then the hair is something like rumbles. So which the leg, the foot, we can say is triangle. So now let's try to work with it right now. And I will go to my Microsoft Word so that we can quickly get that. But sincerely, if you have to do anything related to graphics, it's better you have your mouse with you for accuracy and so that it can be fast as well. Let me just launch my Microsoft Word and share it with you. Okay. So this is my Microsoft Word environment, which we've tried to explain what's everything about the environment. We've talked about the ribbon, the quick access to, we've talked about the tabs, and we've also worked with the document itself. So what I'm going to do right now is to insert object, to insert object. So the object we want to design, I'll try to insert it. Okay, I'll try to insert it, which you will go to picture because it should be in form of picture on my desktop. So I'm going to picture. Then if I get to the picture, then try to go to the uh, uh, the directory where it is, which is my desktop. So I have the objects here. Let me let's make use of this. Um, let's try to work with this. Okay, this is Rhino, Hippo, right? It's Hippo. So sorry. Then another thing is if you want to select this picture, if you want to select it, just click on it once, click on it, and try to drag it to anywhere you want. If you look at it properly, let me increase the increase it so that you can see it well. If you look at it closely, you realize that we have something like arrow is coming. It means we can roll it. You can roll it to any level you want, to anywhere, 360, any degree at all. So if you double click on this now and roll, it will roll. But I don't want to roll it, so I will press Ctrl Z on my keyboard. Sorry, Ctrl Z on my keyboard. So which I have this, and if you double click it, you will be able to move it from one location to the other. You'll be able to move it from one location to the other. All right, it refused to move. I don't know. But right now, the first thing we are going to draw is just the head part. If you are to draw the head part, we're going to make use of the object provided by Microsoft Word, which we go to Insert and come to shapes. So from these shapes, you can be able to draw this. Everything you need to draw this is there. So look at it. This is what I mean. As it is now, I need circle. This is oval shape. You can equally use it as a circle. But if you want to use this as a circle, first thing, or if you want to mix up any shape here, any shape here, you need to click it once. If you click on that shape once, then it will disappear. Then come to your document where you can type, then you will see that the cursor has been changed to something like plus. So if you will double click on your mouse pad, double click and drag, double click and drag. As it is now, I cannot get a perfect circle here. So for me to get a perfect circle, what am I going to do? For you to get a perfect circle, you need to try that again. The only thing that will be different is that you hold down your shift key. Okay, so here you go back to select shapes, then click on the oval shape, then hold down your shift key on your keyboard and drag. You have a perfect circle. There is no how you drag it. What you are going to get is always perfect circle. Okay, so let me talk to you guys. Okay, I want to know if you are getting it. Any question at all? Please, if you have question, let me see your hands, please. Okay, it means you are getting it. Fine. All right. Let me check the rest. Abisogun, hope there is no problem. Are you
No,
there?
sir.
You are getting it right?
Yes, sir.
I'm Dalat. Alpha.
I'm okay.
Okay, that's good. Then what's funny? Why are you smiling? It's all right. Let's proceed now. Let's proceed. So that is how you can get a perfect circle. But if you realize that this is not white, just as we have it on the one we are trying to, you know, duplicate. How can we make it white? That comes to that leads us to formatting this. So since if you click on it once, the formatting button, the formatting tab will pop up, which you click. If you click on it, you realize that you have shaped. Look at the menus just under the mailing. If you are using 2013 Microsoft Word, Microsoft Office, you have shape file, shape outline, shape effect. So just go to shape fill, okay? shape, click on shape fill, you will see very small arrow pointing down. Click on it, you will see some other options, colors, then standard colors, and some other things down. So if you click on no fill, no fill, even without you clicking on it at first, just over through it, it's going to remove the color inside. Okay, so then I have this, but is okay. Let's continue then. The other part, which is the body, let's try to do that as well. I mean the body. So let's see if we can have something similar to that, that can represent the body. Okay, do we have something like that? I'm checking. You can equally check as well. Yes, we do. I've seen it. Yes. So let me click on it. If I click on it, then I drag it. Okay, which I have this. You repeat the same process, just to make it transparent. Let's go through the same process, although I think it's quite different from the one we have here. Let's check if I can have exactly what we have on. Is it there? Is it there? Is it there? Let me open the charts. Okay. If you have it, just let me know. Or if you have done it, you can equally let me know. You can make use of the camera. I just want to see it. Please, for those of you using phone, you can screenshot. Then, as time goes on, maybe later you can try to work it out. Okay. So let's try to look at the shapes together. Is it there? Is it there? Is it there? Yes. Yes, is there. Let me pick this. If it's the same, yes, this is it. This is it. But let me delete this and pick it up again. I want to do it again. From shape, then you go to basic shapes. Basic shapes you will see there. Okay. So if I click on that, then hold down the shift so that it can be perfect. So which we have this. Okay. So you observe that it's different from this. They are just two different things. Okay. They are just two different things. Okay. I mean these two shapes, they are different. Okay. So let's delete this because we don't need this. Now let's try to rotate it in such a way that it would be at the horizontal level. So here is what I can use to rotate it. Like this. I think it's okay. Yes, perfect. It's okay now. So which is the difference again? Well, let's make use of this. Okay. Someone said after the epo, can you go back to A and B? What do you mean by A and B? A and B, A and B, A and B. I didn't get what you mean by A and B. What do you mean by A and B? Okay, is this slide A? Okay, the notes. You mean first note and second note? The first slide and second slide. Okay, it's all right. I will do that. Okay. Now let me change this to. Let me remove the color there. Okay. So if I'm to remove the color, just the same process. Go to your format. Go to, sorry, something is coming up here. Let's see. Okay, everybody is raising hand. Just a minute, please. Okay. So no fill. We have this. Then the next thing, let's make use of the square. Let's make use of the square. If Let's make use of this. Okay, the nose of the rhino, of the hippo, the nose. Is it nose? Eyes. His eyes, not nose. Let's try to draw that. It's circled as well. It's circle. So, which if you hold down your shift key, you'll be able to draw a perfect circle. If you realize that it's a perfect circle. So let's try to do that, which is this. And it's been painted black. Black. So let's change that to black. If we want to change to black, okay, let me undo it. If we want to change to black, it's just we have two things. There are two things you need to take note of here. If you observe the lines of that circle is blue, even the color inside the circle is blue as well. It means that you need to change the line, you need to change the color inside it, which means we are working on two things. We are working on shape fill and we also work on shape outline. Okay, first of all, let's go to shape fill, which we choose black, which has turned to black. Then if you realize that the color, the line is still blue. So let's change that to blue, which we come here to change to blue. Now it's blue, you can see. So let's reduce it because it's big. Okay, now we have two eyes there, two eyes, and we cannot, be doing that, go through the same process. What you just need to do is just to duplicate that eyes. What you are going to do that is just control copy and paste, which is control uh, C and control V. Copy, control C, control V. So we have this, so which I can equally put it here, although it's still big, but let's just make use of it like that. Okay, which we have this. All right, all right. Even as it is, I just observe something now. Something now from what I have now. If you look at it, it looked like something. It just crossed my mind now. It looked like snail, as in what we are trying to do. It looked like snail. Okay, but let's just continue with this rhino. I just want to call your attention to that. That you can use the shapes. You can use to draw anything of your choice. Okay, so let's draw the leg. The leg is just a rectangle and triangle. So which we have this. This is one. Then let's remove the fill. Let's remove the fill and okay, the fill, which we want it to be white, and the other part as black, as blue, because our own color here is blue. So we have this. Sorry, we have this. We can plug it here. Let's try to reduce it. Reduce. Fine. We've done that. So instead of it to go through the same process again, let's duplicate. But before you duplicate, the triangle at the feet of the hippo, let's try to include that. Okay, and that will also lead us to something else. But let's try to do that first. Okay, so we have this. Okay, let's put it inside. Let me increase it so that we can be able to see it very well. Okay, so that if you put it inside here, it's still big. Let's try to reduce it from the upper part, then try to resize it again. Oh, it's still big. which we have this, but it's still, we need to remove the fill, that is no fill, no fill. And now this, the leg, that is the rectangle and the triangle, let's try to select both of them together. How do you select? If you want to select, you click on the first one. That is, if you want to select multiple objects, multiple shapes, select the first one, which we have done that. Okay, let's select the triangle first, then hold down the control on your keyboard. And if you observe that here I have plus, the cursor, you observe plus there. It means anything I click on, any other shapes and I click on, is going to add to it. So if I add to it now, it means I have to there. Okay, that's the essence of all these things. All this, as in the essence of me selecting the two, is just that I want to group both of them together. I want them to look as if it's just one shape. I want them to look as if it's just one shape. So now I've selected all of them, right click on it, and you select group. If you click on group, if you look at it, it means it has turned to one shape as it is. So now we can now copy and paste, copy and paste. We have 4 legs. That means we need 4. Okay, so copy, we've copied them, let's paste. We need 4. So these are the 4 legs that we need. Okay, now let's try to arrange it. But I would just like to resize this. Okay, I try to resize this, then make it smaller a bit. Which I have this. Then I can put this beside it. Okay, that's good. Then the next one is just this. Don't forget that if you want to do this, what we are trying to do is just we are trying to duplicate this other one at the left hand side. Okay, so the other one is this, which is what we have at the left hand side. Okay, so we are through that. And if you observe, the hair of the hippo is the same shape as the body. The hair of the hippo is the same shape. So let me copy the body of the hippo. The body of the hippo, Control copy, Control V, and reduce it. Reduce and rotate it. Okay. So let me reduce. If you want to reduce, you can see the cursor has been changed to something like arrow. So you drag it inward. Okay. Sorry, is the form. Let me do Control Z. Hold down your Shift key and resize. Hold down the Shift key. Sorry. Hold down the Shift key and try to resize it. Sorry, I'm not using mouse. That's why it's like this. I don't want to stand up to get mouse. Okay. It's all right. Let's proceed. As it is now, it's just for us to rotate it, rotate to the way we want it to look like. Okay, I think it's better now. Then let's make use of it here. All right. Then let's copy that to make the second one. Control copy, Control V. Sorry. Control copy, Control V. So let me rotate this as well. So we are done with that. Then what's the next thing? The next thing is just the nose. How are we going to do that? The nose and the tail. Okay. Let's try to see if you can have objects that can do that. Inserts. Do we have? I'm checking, okay? I'm still checking. It looks like M. Then can we draw? Let's draw. New drawing canvas. Sorry. Let me check again. Let's try to. I'm trying to draw, although this might take, you know, it might be time consuming. And that is one thing about graphics. Sincerely, graphics is highly time consuming. It's highly time consuming. It needs, it's not looking the same, as perfect as what we have earlier. But let's try to make use of this. Okay. For the fact that there is no time, I think we have just less than 5 minutes. Okay, less than 5 minutes. Let me reduce it. It's as if it's big. All right. And one thing I can equally do. Okay, don't let me do that. Let me just have something like this. As in, under that nose, you can have something curve, like curve. Okay, let me try to do that. Which you can make use of arc. Okay, you can make use of arc. You can make use of circle. Okay, but let's make use of arc, which we have this. We have this. Then let's rotate it. Let's rotate to this. So we can move it closer. All right. All right. So I think the only aspect that it's a bit difficult to draw is just the nose part. And from what I also observed from the nose, we have no the nose ray part. We have the same thing as the hair and the body. So you can equally insert that. Okay, you can equally insert that. Then let me copy and let me duplicate the hair so that we can make use of that. All right. Then let me copy that as well. Control copy, Control V. Okay. Um. Sorry. Okay. So we have this. It's all right. I have to go now. I think the only thing that remains is just the tail part. Okay. Has anyone tried to finish it up before me? Okay. Let me try to see you guys. If you try to finish it up before me, let me see. Just make use of your camera. Your two of you. You're raising your hands. Oh, sorry, Control Z. Study doesn't mean it. Anybody? Did anybody finish it up before me? Ask me. Is that serious true? Ask me, Yusuf.
Hmm?
You
Yes, sir.
now? Are you true? Let me see.
Yes.
Let me see. Okay. Are you sure?
Yes.
That's good of you. Okay, I have to go now. Let me try to flip through the the rest of the slide so that you can try to just screenshot so that you can try it later. Okay. Then we have this as well. This is dog. Okay. Are you screenshot or use sniping tool on your system? Also have this. This is very, very simple. Very, very. Okay. Then I think those are the three objects that we have. Okay, we have this, we have this, we have this. Thank you. What I want you to do now, the other two, try to work on them, please. Okay, that will serve as an assignment. Okay, that will serve as an assignment. I want to use blue lines, okay, so that I will know you actually do it. Okay, you not copy from what I have on the board. I want you to mix of blue lines, okay. Screen, don't draw on the paper from the screen. You use Microsoft Word. From the screen, snap and send it as assignment, okay. Send it to the email ogun ss2@ntic.edu dot nti.edu.ng. Okay, thank you.